Hi guys, welcome to Kraku. Today we'll be discussing the topic of linear and circular arrangement. From CAT standpoint, this is a very important topic. That is because every year we see at least one question in each slot that is given. The reason being, if the examiners want to test the students' reasoning ability, this is a standard type of question, and also the difficulty is controllable. In fact, considering the current COVID situation, we might see an increase in the number of slots. In such a case, there will be an increase in questions of arrangement type of questions or puzzles, Einstein puzzle type of questions, so that the difficulty is uniform across the slots. So it is important that you are exposed to the different variations of linear and circular arrangement that have usually come. So let's look at historical data to understand what are the type of questions that have come. If you look at the CAT papers of last 2 years, in CAT 2018 slot 1, we saw a linear arrangement with quantitative conditions. The petrol pump question, where they had some quantitative conditions. In slot 2, we saw a linear arrangement with attribute. This is a very common type of variation where in this case the specific time is the attribute. Sometimes it can be the ranking as well, someone ranks first, someone ranks last, or it can be across vertical arrangement where someone is staying in the first floor or a fifth floor, or it can be a fixed attribute such as 7 people are sitting in a row and each of you like a different car. So there are different variations to this question. This is a common type of question. Then in 2019 slot 1, we saw two linear arrangement questions in the same slot. One was with empty spaces. This was a unique question. We were arranging candies, biscuit and savories considering the different spaces between them. So the permutation was involved in this. And then in slot 1 again we saw linear arrangement with attributes. In slot 2 we saw linear arrangement with quantitative conditions. So these are the common variations in linear arrangement questions. There is also one more variation that we didn't discuss, that is the linear arrangement across levels. So suppose there is a building with two floors. In the first floor there are 4 people seated, and the second floor there are another 4 people seated. So this is another possible variations. And the circular arrangement, you haven't seen any question in the past 2 years, but this is a likely occurrence too. The usual variation in circular arrangement is with attributes. That is, we see they are either facing inwards or outwards, or they are family members arranged across a dinner table, or sometimes it is fixed attribute that someone likes a specific type of chocolates. The variation possible to circular arrangement question is, instead of circle they will say they are sitting across a rectangle, or they are sitting across a triangular table. This is a possible variation here. Today we will be discussing 3 questions, two on linear arrangement, one with linear arrangement with attribute, and the other one is linear arrangement with quantitative condition. And the third question is a slight tweaking of the circular arrangement problem. However, if you want to discuss or practice other problems like linear arrangement with spaces, specifically because it came in CAT 2019 slot 1, where can I find these type of questions? There are online, there are plethora of resources, but finding these niche and specific topics is very challenging. That is why we have designed the CAT daily target. Here you can find specific topics or the specific categories. You can look for them using Control F and practice those questions. We also have the mock tests where, considering all these latest pattern, we create tests regularly. And then we have the batch interaction where again plethora of stuff is being put out every day. We have the faculty who are regularly interacting with you. You can make use of these resources. In fact, the daily target is free on the day it is uploaded, so you can check it out if this model works for you. So that's about it. Today we'll be discussing 3 questions. Good luck guys, all the best. The secret to crack CAT is taking a lot of mocks. We at Kraku give all the previous year's CAT, XAT and IFT papers in the actual exam format. Also, if you just Google Kraku free CAT mock, you can find 3 free CAT mocks in the latest exam pattern. You can take them and get detailed analysis.
In this question, it is given that there are 5 people, Abhay, Basu, Chendu, Dinesh and Ehsan, who are given scores on the basis of 3 parameters. The 3 parameters are strength, height and weight, and they are given scores from 1 to 5. In the strength category, 5 denotes the strongest person and 1 denotes the weakest person. Similarly, in the height category, 5 denotes the tallest and 1 denotes the shortest. And in the weight category, 5 denotes the heaviest and 1 denotes the lightest. Now, so there are 5 people, A, B, C, D and E. They are rated according to 3 parameters. The first parameter is strength, the second parameter is height, and the third parameter is weight. Now they are also given a overall score. The overall score is the sum of their scores in each of the three categories. Now we are told that the overall score, no two persons got the same score in any category. That is in either strength or height or weight, all of them got unique scores. So because the scores vary from 1 to 5, all of them got different scores which are all part of 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 across the three categories. Similarly, no one got the same score in all three parameters. That is, none of the individuals got the same score in strength, weight and height. There can be a repeat of a score in at max of 2 parameters, but the scores in all the three parameters are not the same. It is also given that the overall scores of no two persons are the same. That is, the overall scores are again unique. The person who got the highest overall score did not score the highest score in any category. So if you are looking to find out what is the highest overall score, if that person hasn't scored 5 in any of the categories, his highest score will be 4 plus 4 plus 4, which is equal to 12. But notice that because no person got the same score in all the three parameters, he can't score 3 4s. He will have to score 4 plus 4, that is getting 2 4s in two categories and 3 in the third category. This is the highest possible score. This is equal to 11. So the highest possible score is 11. Abhay, who got the lowest score, got the second highest score in the strength category. So Abhay got the lowest overall score. This is the lowest. And he got 4 in the strength category because he got the second highest score. The highest is 5 and the second highest is 4. The overall score of Basu, Ehsan, Dinesh and Chandu are in descending order. So B, E, D and C are in descending order. Because we know A got the least, the order will be B, E, D followed by C and A. Now we know that Abhay is the shortest person. So in height he scored 1 and Chandu is the heaviest person. So in weight Chandu scored 5. So this is the information that is given to us. We need to fill this table. As you can see, there are a few things that we have already realized. That is that their scores in each of the columns are unique. Even in the overall score, the scores are unique. And we know that none of them scored the same score across all the three parameters. Now if you are looking at the score of Abhay, Abhay already scored 4 plus 1, that is 5. And in weight he would have scored at least 1. So the total score of Abhay, who is the least, is at least 6. Similarly, Basu, who got the highest, we already know that the highest cannot be more than 11. So the score of Basu is at max 11. Now if you are looking at the number of possibilities, the different possibilities for the overall score will be 11 or 10 or 9 or 8 or 7 or 6. That is, there are a total of 6 scores possible and there are a total of 5 people. So we already know that we can, if we are able to eliminate one number, we will know exactly what is the overall score of each of the 5 persons. The second thing that you should observe is, if you are looking at Chandu, he scored 5 in weight. And because in height, Abhay has already scored 1, Chandu would score at least 2 in height. Similarly, in strength, the minimum score possible is 1. So the minimum possible score for Chandu is 8. This is minimum. He can score even more than that. But now if you look at it, if Chandu scores 8, Dinesh has to score 9 and Ehsan has to score 10 and Basu will score the maximum that is possible, which is 11. You know for sure that there are 3 people who have scored more than Chandu. So this would imply that the score of Chandu is exactly 8. Because if Chandu scores 9, there is no way the highest will be 11 because there are 3 people more than Chandu. This would also imply that the highest score B actually got 11. That is, Basu is 11 and E is 10 and D is 9 and C is 8. This would imply that Chandu actually got 2 in height and 1 in strength. Now what we don't know for sure is, we don't know the value of A. Overall score of A can be either 6 or 7. We don't know whether it is 6 or 7. We know that it is definitely less than 8 and definitely greater than or equal to 6. Now if you are looking at trying to fill the others, for example Basu, who scored the highest, we know that his distribution is 4, 4 and 3. And he can't get a 4 in strength because Abhay already got a 4 in strength. So he would get a 3 in strength and 4 and 4 in the other two categories. Now if you're looking at Dinesh and Ehsan, they would have gotten 2 or 5 in height and similarly 3 or 5 in height. Now there are two possibilities. Possibility 1 is that if you are looking only at Dinesh and Ehsan, if you are assuming that Dinesh scored 2 in strength, this would imply that Ehsan scored 5 in strength because those are the only two which are left. Now Ehsan cannot score 5 in height because if he had scored 5 and he would have scored at least 1 in weight, his total would become 11. But we know that Ehsan's score is only 10. So he can't score 5 in height. He can't have two 5s. So this would imply that he has scored 3 in height, and that would imply that D, that is Dinesh, got 5 in height. Now we know that the total of Dinesh is 9 and the total of Ehsan is 10. So if you are trying to calculate their individual scores in weight, both of them would be getting 2 because 2 plus 5 is 7 and 5 plus 3 is 8, and the difference between their overall score and their sum of scores in strength and height will be 2. But this is again not possible because we were told that their scores in each of the individual categories is also unique. This would imply that Dinesh did not score 2 in strength. Dinesh scored 5 in strength. This would imply that Ehsan scored 2 in strength. Now again Dinesh can't score 5 in height because his total will become 10, which is greater than 9. So he scored 3 in height. This would imply that Ehsan scored 5 in height, and now the remaining difference of their overall score and their individual scores is quite easy. 5 plus 3 is 8, so he scored 1 in height, and 2 plus 5 is 7 and 10 minus 7 is 3. So the only remaining thing is that Abhay scored 2 in weight. So Abhay's overall score is 7. Now that we have the entire table mapped up, let us go and try to answer the questions. The first question is, who ranks third in the weight category? In the weight category, the person who scored 3 is Ehsan. So the answer is Ehsan. What is the product of the score of Dinesh in strength? The product of Dinesh in strength is equal to 5. And Chandu in height is 2. So the product will be 5 into 2, that is 10. What is the correct increasing order of score in strength? If you are looking at the correct increasing order, C has the least, he got 1, less than E who got 2, less than B who got 3, less than A who got 4, and less than D who got 5. Now you can look at it that because there are only 4 people who are given in the list, let us try to eliminate them. Dinesh did not get the least, so that is wrong. Basu also did not get less than Chandu, so this is also wrong. Chandu less than Basu, less than Dinesh, but Dinesh did not get less than Ehsan, so this is also wrong. Option A is correct because Chandu got less than Ehsan, Ehsan got less than Basu, and Basu got less than Dinesh. So the correct option is option A. Now let us answer the last question. If the strength parameter is not taken into account, so we are ignoring the first column, we are only taking into account height and weight. The total score of Basu is equal to that of Ehsan. The total score of Basu will be 4 plus 4, which is equal to 8, and the total score of Ehsan will be 5 plus 3, which is equal to 8. So the total score of Basu is equal to the total score of Ehsan, so this statement is true, but we are looking for the statement which is false, so this is not the correct answer. If you are looking at the second option, the total score of Dinesh is equal to 3 plus 1, which is equal to 4, is equal to the score of Basu in the weight category. Basu in weight category will be 4. So this statement is also true, but we are again looking for the statement which is false. So this is also not the correct answer. Let us look at the third option. The total score of Abhay is equal to 1 plus 2, which is equal to 3, is equal to the score of Chandu in weight category. Chandu in weight category will be 5. So this statement is false, so this is the correct answer. But just for completion, let us look at the fourth option also. The total score of Chandu will equal 2 plus 5, which is equal to 7, is more than that of Dinesh. What is the total score of Dinesh? We have already calculated the total score of Dinesh, which is 4. So 7 is greater than 4. So this option is true. So it is not the correct answer because we are looking for the false statement. So in this case, the correct option is option C. In order to solve these kind of questions, keep practicing Sudokus. They will really help you in filling out the table quite fast. In this question, we are asked to find out the different possibilities of the password or the PIN of a particular person. So this question contains a lot of arrangements also, and these kind of questions are recently being asked in CAT. So if you look at the question, we are told that Rinesh has a 8-digit PIN for his personal account. So let us first write down the 8 digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. He pressed one of them wrong, so he has to now figure out, he got in touch with the customer care and he has to figure out what the particular password is. We are told that the sum of the 8 digits is a multiple of 10. So let us assume that this is of the form 10k, where k is a natural number. The number formed by the third and fourth digits is the square of the number formed by the fifth and the sixth digits. So if you assume that the third and the fourth digits and the fifth and the sixth digit form a number, if the number formed by the fifth and the sixth digits is a, the third and fourth digits form a square. You should immediately notice that this would imply that the fifth digit is 0. Why is this the case? Because if the fifth digit is 1, if the fifth and the sixth digit form a 2-digit number, its square will be 3 digits. The smallest 2-digit number is 10 and the square of 10 is 100. But we know for sure that the square of the number has only 2 digits, that is the third and the fourth digits. This would imply that the fifth digit is 0. So let us assume that the sixth digit is a. Now the third and fourth digit together form a square. The second digit is half the fourth digit. So if you assume that the second digit is say b, the fourth digit will be 2b. The seventh digit is one more than the number of digits in the cube of the sixth digit. So if the sixth digit is a and the number of digits in a cube, this is a number of digits, plus 1 is the seventh digit. Now again we can easily understand that the maximum cube of a cube will be 9 cube. So 9 cube is 729, which has 3 digits. So a will in that case, in the seventh digit in that case will be 4. And the smallest possible value of a is 0, in which a cube is again 0. So the number of digits in a cube is 1. So the smallest value of the seventh digit is 2, because it is 1 more than the number of digits in the cube of a. So seventh digit, this has to be either 2 or 3 or 4. The first digit, which is non-zero, is either twice or thrice the second digit. So as we assume that the second digit is b, the first digit will be either 2b or 3b. So this is the information given to us. We have to go and solve the questions. But before we go ahead, let us try to understand if we can make some more deductions about what our information is given to us. We know that the square of a is the third and the fourth digit, and we know that the fourth digit is an even number, it is 2b. This would imply that a is also even. So the possible values for a are, a cannot be equal to 0, because if a is 0, then 2b will also be 0, then b will also be 0, and the first digit will also be 0. But we know that the first digit is non-zero. So a cannot equal 0, but we know that a is an even number. So a can equal 2 or 4 or 6 or 8. This would imply that the third and the fourth digits together would be 0, 4 or 1, 6 or 3, 6 or 6, 4. This is just the square of the fourth digit. This would imply that b is again equal to the last digit of the third and fourth digit, that is the fourth digit, by 2. So b will equal 2 or 3 or 3 or 2. And based on each one of them, we can figure out which is the seventh digit, which is the possible values of the first digit, and which is the eighth digit. We can figure out what is the eighth digit because we know that the sum of all the digits is a multiple of 10. So let us go ahead and put down all the 4 possibilities. Here the 4 possibilities for a are 2, 4, 6 and 8. So let us write down 4 sets of 8 numbers: 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Notice that in each one of them we know that the fifth digit is 0. So we will put down the fifth digit as 0. And the sixth digit will be either 2 or 4 or 6 or 8. Based on the value of the sixth digit, we can find out the value of the third and fourth digits, which is just the square of the sixth digit. So this is 1 6, this is 3 6, and this is 6 4. Now we know that the second digit is half the fourth digit. In this case, the fourth digit is 4, so the second digit will be 2. In this case, the second digit will be 3. In this case, the second digit will be 3. In this case, the second digit will be 2. Now we know that the first digit is either twice or thrice the second digit. So the first digit will be either 4 or 6 in this case. It will be either 6 or 9 in this case. It will be either 6 or 9 in this case. It will be 4 or 6 in this case. We know that the seventh digit is one more than the number of digits in the cube of the sixth digit. The cube of the sixth digit is 8. It has one digit. So the seventh digit will be 2. In this case, the cube of the sixth digit is 64, which has 2 digits. So the seventh digit will be 3. In this case, the cube of the sixth digit is 216, which has 3 digits. So the seventh digit will be 4. Even in this case, the cube of 8 is 512, which has 3 digits. So this also has to be 4. Now we know that the sum of all the digits has to be a multiple of 10. So we can easily calculate the possible values of the last digit. For example, in the first case, the sum of 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 plus 4 is 10. So the first 2 can be either 4 or 6. So the possible values excluding the 8th digit in this case is sum wise 14 or 16. Now because the sum of all the 8 digits has to be a multiple of 10, the only possible sum has to be 20 in this case. Therefore, based on whatever is the first digit, the options for the last digit will be either 6 or 4. Notice that in either case, the sum of all the numbers in this case will be 20. We can do something similar for all the other 3 cases. For example, in the second case, 3 plus 1 is 4, 4 plus 6 is 10, 10 plus 7 is 17. So excluding the first digit and the last digit, the sum over here is 17. So including the first digit, the sum will be either 23 or 26. This would imply that the sum in this case will be 30, and so based on whatever is the first digit, the last digit can be either 7 or 4. Similarly, if you look at the third possibility, 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 6 is 12, 12 plus 10 is 22. So 22 plus 6 is 28, and 22 plus 9 is 31. So in this case, we don't know whether the sum is either 30 or 40, but we do know that the last digit has to be either 2 or 9, because the sum has to be a multiple of 10. Similarly, in the last case, 2 plus 6 is 8, 8 plus 4 is 12, 12 plus 12 is 24. So the sum of the first and the last digit will be, if you include the first digit, 24 plus 4 is 28, and 24 plus 6 is 30. So we know again that this sum of all the digits in this case will be 30. So the last digit will be either 2 or 0 based on whatever is the first digit. Now we have all the 4 possibilities. In fact, there are 8 possibilities based on whatever is the value of the first digit. So now let us go and solve the questions that are there. The number of digits which can be uniquely determined in the pin is, we know that the only digit that we are able to determine is the 5th digit. We know that that is definitely equal to 0. So the answer in this case is 1. The sum of all the single digit natural numbers which are definitely not present in Rinesh's pin is. So let us try to figure out which of the digits are definitely not present. So in any of these cases, the number should not be present. So if you write down all the single digit numbers, let us strike down whatever number is present. 0 is present, it is actually the 5th number, so it is definitely present. 1 is also present in some of the cases, so we will remove 1. 2 is also present in some of the cases, we will remove 2. 3 is also present in some of the cases, we will remove 3. 4 is also present in some of the cases, we will remove 4. 5 is not present in any of the cases. In any of the cases, in any of the positions, 5 is not present. If you look at 6, again you can find some instances where 6 can be present. Similarly, there is one instance where 7 can be present. 8 is also present in one instance. If you look for 9, again 9 can be present in some of the instances, which is in the first case. So the only number which is not present is 5. So the sum of all the single digit numbers which are definitely not present is 5. The least possible sum of all the digits of the pin are. So in each of the cases we have figured out the total possible sum. It can be either 20, which is in the first case, or 30 in the second case. In the third case it can be either 30 or 40, and in the fourth case it is definitely 30. So the least possible values of the sum of all the digits will be 20, which is in the first case, where the sixth digit is actually equal to 2. Let us go to the last question. Which of the following statements is definitely true? If 6 is the first digit, so if 6 is the first digit, there are two cases. 4 is the last digit. In the two cases, if 6 is the first digit, either 7 is the last digit or 2 is the last digit. 4 is in fact definitely not the last digit, so you can strike it off. If 9 is the first digit, so again it is present in two cases. If 9 is the first digit, then the last digit can be either 4 or 9. 4 or 9. 4 is the last digit. So there is one case where 4 is the last digit, but again we can't say that for sure. For example, if you are looking at the third case, if 9 is the first digit, then 9 will be the last digit. So you can't say for sure that 4 is the last digit. So we'll strike this also off. If 4 is the first digit, this is present in the first case and in the last case, then either 6 will be the last digit or 2 will be the last digit. 6 is the last digit. Again, there is a possibility that 6 will be the last digit, but there is also a possibility that 2 will be the last digit. So you can't say that for sure. There are two cases where 4 is the first digit, and in one of the case 6 is the last digit, in the other case 2 is the last digit. So we again can't say this for sure. If you look at the last option, if 0 is the third digit, now 0 can be the third digit in only the first case. Then 4 is the fourth digit. In that case 4 is definitely the fourth digit. So option D is the correct answer.
In video, we are going to look at a particular LR set, which is a combination of both arrangement, hexagonal and square arrangement. So let's take a look at the LR set first before we try to solve it. 10 friends, Anu, Bhanu, Chandu, Mani, Isha, Leera, Pani, Sophie, Geeta, Ira are experts in one of the subjects, namely arts, nutrition, climate, visual arts, sociology, psychology, linguistic, economics, genetics, IT. They are divided into two groups of 6 and 4 members, each seated on a hexagonal table and square table respectively facing center. The following conditions are given about them. The starting letter of the name and corresponding field of expertise is not the same for any person. Bhanu, a linguistic expert, and the IT expert, which can be either Isha or Leera, are seated opposite to each other. Anu is seated on the square table. Anu and Chandu are experts in economics and sociology respectively. Genetics, linguistics and nutrition experts are seated next to each other in the same order, such that the genetics expert is to the right of the linguistic expert, and Sophie is one among these three people. No two friends seated adjacent or opposite to each other will have the starting letters of their name to be consecutive letters of the English alphabet. The same is applied to their field of expertise as well. No two friends seated adjacent or opposite to each other will have the starting letters of their field of expertise and their names be either same letters or consecutive letters of the English alphabet. The field of expertise of Ira is genetics and that of Funny is climate. Okay, so this information is given to us. So let us first try to draw what is there. One is we have a square table which will have 4 points like this. Now in a square table there is a symmetry about all 4 points. So you put any person on any of these points and you rotate, you get the same arrangement as such. So we can assume by placing any person at the head of the table and arranging the remaining people relative to this person. Similarly, the other table is a hexagonal table. So I will draw this like this, and there are 6 seats like this. Again, all 6 sides of the hexagon are the same, so I can place any person on any of these hexagonal tables, and then I can place all the people relative to that person, and it will be the same. You twist it clockwise or counterclockwise to get the different types of arrangements possible. Okay, so this is the basic 2 tables that are there, and we have to divide these people A, B, C, M, E, L, P, S, G, I into groups of 6 and 4. So we'll have to first divide who goes to the square table and who goes to the hexagonal table. So first thing that we are given is that Anu is seated on the square table. So I'll just tick this off. I'm going to use this and I'm going to start by placing Anu over here. Anu is seated on the square table, so A is over here. Now it is given according to condition 7, no two friends who are seated adjacent to each other or opposite to each other will have their starting letters, will have their names to be consecutive letters of the English alphabet according to like 6. So if A is seated over here, then B cannot be seated either adjacent, so these two places are out, or opposite, so even this place is out. So Bhanu cannot be seated any of these 3 places, so Bhanu has to be on the hexagonal table. Now it is given that Bhanu is a linguistic expert and a lot of information about the linguistic expert is given. Like if you see 5 and 2, you know that Bhanu is a linguistic expert. She is seated between the genetics and nutrition expert, and opposite to her is the IT expert. So I'll actually start by placing Bhanu at the head of the table, and she is the linguistic expert, linguist. Okay, I'll write in shorthand so it's better. So I'll put Bhanu and L. So Bhanu is definitely on this table. Also I am told that Sophie is also among the group of 3 people. So Sophie is also on this table. Linguistic genetics person is seated to the right of this person and linguistic expert is seated to the left of this person. Okay. So the nutrition expert is to the left of this person. So this person would be the genetics expert. It's right of the, since they are facing center, this person would be to the right and this person would, nutrition expert is to the left. Okay. Now it's told in like 8, I'm told that Ira is the genetics expert. So this is Ira. Now Sophie is one of these 3 people, so this must be Sophie. So BSI I have been able to place on the hexagonal table and they are over here. So the IT expert is opposite to this person. Now this IT expert is either Isha or Lira, but if the person is Lira, then L and L will be opposite to each other. The linguistic expert will be opposite to Lira, and according to 7, this cannot be the case. The starting letters of the field of expertise and the names cannot be the same letters. So Lira cannot be seated here, so this person must be Isha. So this is E over here. Okay, so I have placed E also over here. So who is left? There is C is left, M is left, Isha is done, Lira is left, and Funny is left, Sophie is done, and Geeta is left, and Ira is done. Okay, so CML, PG are left. Okay, now I have found out for all of these 4 what their fields of expertise are also. For in case of Anu, this field is economics. Okay, so let me actually tick off the information that I have already used. Bhanu is a linguistic expert and the starting letter of can be either so this second clue I have completely used up. Third clue I have used up. Fourth clue I have used up only partly because I have ignored the fact that Chandu is the sociology expert. Now if Chandu is a sociology expert, then Chandu cannot be opposite Sophie because SS would be sociology and Sophie cannot be opposite to each other. Same way S and S cannot be adjacent also. So Chandu cannot be over here also. So Chandu cannot be either opposite nor adjacent to Sophie. So Chandu cannot be on the hexagonal table. So Chandu will have to be over here. So this guy is economics, Chandu is sociology. Okay, now we have, so Chandu is also done. So we have ML, PG left. Okay. Now consider Geeta. Okay, Geeta has the letter G. So consider Ira's field is genetics. So Geeta can't be next to Ira, nor can she be opposite to Ira. So Geeta will have to be on this table. Okay, because she cannot be on this table. So Geeta is also done. Now consider Money. Money's letter and nutrition M and N are consecutive letters. So Money cannot be opposite Sophie, neither can he be next to Sophie. So Money also cannot be on this table and Money has to be over here. So we have placed all 3 of these 3 people over here. That means L and P are over here, that is Lira and Funny are over here. So Lira and Funny, there is no restriction as such. Lira, Funny does climate. Lira as such, what else is left? Arts is left. Nutrition is done, climate is done, visual arts is left, sociology is done, psychology is left, linguistics is done, economics is done, genetics is done, IT is done. So one of Geeta, Mani and Leera are either arts, visual arts or psychology. Now, if let us consider that Geeta is say arts. Now, A of Anu and A of arts cannot be either adjacent to each other or opposite to each other. So, the person having arts as their discipline cannot be seated on the square table. So, neither Geeta nor Mani will have arts, which means Leera has arts. So, Leera will have arts, Funny will have climate. So, the remaining two people here are L and P, Leera having arts and Funny having climate, and these two people will have either visual arts or psychology, and psychology or visual arts. So, one of these two. So, this is Geeta, Mani is psychology or visual arts. Okay, so this is what I found. So, these positions can be taken by either C, G or M, and their fields of expertise will be sociology, visual arts of psychology, or psychology or visual arts. Same C, G or M. So, I can in any order essentially G, C, M and M, C, G. No particular order as such. Not that these are the only three cases. There are 3 factorial cases. So, there are 6 possible arrangements. Okay, so that is the case for the square table as such. Here Leera and Funny, how can I arrange them? Leera and Funny, L and arts. So there is no, essentially there is no conflict as such. There is no letter as such which is next to each other. So we can't actually say where Leera or Funny will be. So this will be either Leera or Funny, and this will be Funny or Leera, and correspondingly their conditions will be like this will be arts or climate or arts. Okay, so these are the conditions as such. This is, I'll remove this, so this is not over here. So this is the hexagonal table, this is the square table. Now let me see if I have completed every condition as such. Starting letter of the name and corresponding field of expertise is not the same for everyone. It is not helping me remove any of the remaining this. Field of expertise and this is known for almost everyone except Geeta and Mani, and this is not helping me resolve that particular thing, so it is done. So I am done with clue 1. Now let me look at clue 4. Anu and Chandu are experts in economics and sociology respectively. Done. Genetics, linguistic and nutrition experts are seated next to each other in the same order such that the genetics expert is to the right of the linguistic expert. Sophie is one among these 3 people. Also done. No 2 friends seated opposite or adjacent to each other will have the starting letters of their names be consecutive letters of the English alphabet. The same is applied to the field of expertise as well. So again, over here the Ira and L can have L or P next to her. Similarly, Sophie can have both P or L next to her. So this is not helping. Similarly, G can have A or C next to it and N can have C or A next to it. So again, it is not helping. So this is not helping. Again, S can be opposite L or P, N can be opposite A or C, G can be opposite P, I can be opposite P or L, G can be opposite C or A. So this is no longer helping me reduce the number of this. Again, E, S, B, A and P are completely different from each other, far away from each other. So it's not removing any this. None of these letters are actually adjacent to each other. A, C, E, G, M, S, V, A, V, P. None of these are adjacent to each other. So this doesn't actually, neither are these the same letters nor are they adjacent to each other. So nor are they consecutive letters. So it will not help me over here also. So this particular thing is not helping me remove any of the remaining uncertainties. So I can tick it off. Same with this. The field of expertise and name is also not helping me resolve neither on the hexagonal table nor on the square table. So I can tick it off. And 8 being Ira's genetics and Funny's climate, I have already taken care of it. So even 8 I can tick it off. So I have done all the these conditions, and this is the end result that I have gotten. Now let me take a look at the questions and try to answer them. So consider the first question. The field of expertise of Leera is what? So we found the field of expertise of Leera to be arts. So the right answer to this question is option A, arts. Now let's take a look at the second question. So the second question is, which of the following options represents the fields of expertise of the friends who are seated on the hexagonal table? So let's take a look at the hexagonal table. It has people with genetics, linguists, nutrition, arts, climate, IT. Okay, so let's take a look at this. What it doesn't have is economy, sociology, visual arts and psychology. So any option that has that we can remove. Option A has visual arts, so we can remove that. Option B has genetic arts and IT are part of the hexagonal table, so option B is fine. Option C has psychology, psychology is on the square table. Similarly, option D also has psychology, which is also on the square table. So the right answer is option B. The third question is, who can be seated opposite to money? And so the question is, who can be seated opposite to money? So essentially, any of A, C or G can be opposite money. So it can be Anu, Chandu or Geeta. And the corresponding this is, they can be an economics major, sociology major, visual arts major or a psychology major. Any of these can be seated opposite to money. So option A is expert in the field of psychology, which is possible. If Geeta is the expert in field of psychology, she can be opposite to money. Expert in the field of economics, yeah, he could be seated opposite to Anu as such. Either Chandu or Geeta, again option C is also possible. So all A, B, C are possible, so the right answer is option D. Now fourth question, which of the following options can be correct? Isha is seated on the square table. Isha is not seated on the square table, for sure she is seated on the hexagonal table. So we can delete option A. Geeta is seated opposite to Anu. Geeta is seated opposite to Anu, that is possible. So option B is possible. Geeta can be seated opposite to Anu. Leera can be seated either adjacent or opposite to Chandu. Now Leera and Chandu are not on the same table, so they cannot be adjacent or opposite to, she cannot be adjacent or opposite to Chandu. So C is also wrong. D, Leera is seated opposite to Bhanu. No, Isha is seated opposite to Bhanu. So even D is wrong. So A, C, D are clearly wrong. B can be possible. So the right answer is option B. So this is how we solved this question. As you could see, we had to do 2 arrangements to actually come at the answer. But once we had those diagrams, it was fairly simple to answer the questions. So this is how you do arrangement questions. Please make sure that you solve more questions of this type so that you are more comfortable with questions of different types of arrangement. Thank you for tuning in.